Hello, my name is Jeff Young, and I'm the instructor for Management 3385, the introduction to human resource management that's being offered online through the St. Mary's Brightspace system from January to April 2019. So what I wanted to do today was just take a few minutes and run through some of the key elements of the course outline. And my first request really is that you read the course outline. It is available to you under the Content tab on the home page for this course in Brightspace. It's a little bit detailed, but please do read the course outline. I do find that a number of people do not read the course outline at all, or leave it until it's far too late. So please read the course outline. In any event, having said that, welcome to the course. And if you do read the course outline and there are some areas that you think could be improved or could be more clear or perhaps have more information, please do feel free to contact me. What you will notice on the first part of the course outline is my name and some contact information. I will have some office hours on Wednesday evening in SOBI 232 from 4:30 to 5:15. On Monday evenings, starting in January, there will be an online office hours session from 5 to 6 p.m. So all you need to do is go into the course website and log on to the Collaborate session. And it's not a lecture, there are no notes, it's just an opportunity for office hours, but office hours online. So please feel free to contact me in the St. Mary's office, once again, SOBI 232 on Wednesday evenings, and or you can contact me from 5 to 6 p.m. on Mondays if you have any comments or questions. My phone number is 902-483-7274. That's a cell phone. If you wish to talk to me by telephone, perhaps more convenient for you, then that's fine. Please call me, 902-483-7274. If none of the times or options are convenient to you, you can contact me via email, jeff.young1@smu.ca. That's also on the course outline. Please feel free to contact me and we can establish a mutually convenient day and time to meet. So we move along. The course outline provides a basic course description, and fundamentally we're dealing with a very broad array of human resource management issues, human resource planning, recruitment, selection, labor management issues, and so on and so forth. So we'll cover about 14 chapters in our course text. The course outline provides an overview of the Commerce Program goals, and then on page 2, it provides more specific objectives for this particular course. Please review those. By and large, this as a distance course requires a great deal of individual effort on your part. There's a certain amount of reading and there's a certain amount of individual contribution and group work and so on and so forth, in addition to preparing for the midterm quiz and the final, which we'll talk about later. So please be prepared for a certain amount of independent work. Early on in this course, and matter of fact, when you register, you will be assigned to a team. Now, much of the work will be done by you with your team. What you will see is that there are 12 assignments and there are 11 online discussions. So you need to operate in your team to complete the assignments and you need to work with your team independently, but in the long run with your team to conduct the discussions, and we'll talk about those more later. There is also a term report. We'll talk about that more in a couple of minutes. In addition, there is a midterm and a final test. Now, our text is this one, Canadian Human Resource Management. It's the 11th edition. It's by Schwind, Uggerslev, Wagar, Fassina, and Bulmash. So please get a copy of this text. There should be new ones available in the bookstore. I'm sure there are some secondhand ones available in the bookstore as well. And you might well find one available on campus or on the internet. I will say that if you can get a copy of the 10th edition of the Schwind et al. Text, that will work for this course as well. Please be aware, though, that the page numbers and so on and so forth are keyed to the 11th edition. But, for example, a case that I'm asking you to deal with at the end of Chapter 2 in the 11th edition can be found at the end of Chapter 2 in the 10th edition. It's just that page numbers are going to vary somewhat, but a 10th edition will do. If you prefer, you have one of those more readily available. Please be sure to read the course outline. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in my introduction. It's very important that you read the course outline. I'm just giving you an overview here. Okay, let's come back to the elements of the course. First of all, there are weekly team assignments. Now, you can access those through the course site. If you log into the course site in Brightspace, at the top you'll see a number of bars. There's a content tab across that bar. Click on that and that will take you to all the various modules of the course. And next to the content tab is an assessments tab. If you click on that, you'll see a drop box, and there's a tab for discussions, so you can hold your assignment discussions and your weekly discussions for participation there. Also under the assessments tab, there is a Dropbox tab itself, and you can use that to submit assignments. So let's talk about the assignments first. As I mentioned, there are 12 assignments. Each one is listed quite clearly in the course outline. Assignments, by and large, are due by 11 p.m. on the Sunday at the end of the week or start of the week, however you're looking at that, but they're clearly labeled, and dates and times that they are due are also clearly identified. So, you will be in a team, and each team is required to submit each of the 12 assignments. I do not accept individual assignments, so don't even bother sending me an individual assignment, please. You must work with your team. What is detailed in the course outline is the role of the team leader. Each week, you should appoint, or someone should volunteer to be the team leader or the TL for the assignment for the week. Now, it is not the job of the TL to write the assignment for the team. The team working through the forum available, for example, for assignment 1, is to contribute answers and so on and so forth and have some kind of discussion of the assignment. It is then the role of the TL, the team leader for assignment 1, to pull that material together and submit a coherent, clear answer on behalf of the group. Now, the assignment should be clearly labeled, Management 3385, assignment number 1, group 1, and it should also contain the names of the people who have contributed to the assignment. Now, I can check that online, but really what the TL should do is provide a list of the names of the contributors to the assignment. I will grade the assignment. Typically, they come in on Sunday. and I return them by the following Friday. And I post sample answers for the assignment under Brightspace, so you can go and have a look at your answer relative to the one that I have posted. If the team leader doesn't include your name, that means you haven't contributed to the assignment, and you will get a 0 for that particular assignment. So please be sure that you get involved in the course early on. Read the course outline. Please read the course outline. Okay? What you will also find under the assessments tab, under the discussions tab, is an initial forum where you can engage in some introductions and some group planning. And you can use that site throughout the rest of the course to discuss who's going to be team leader and so on and so forth. Those discussion sites are only open to group members. They're not available to outsiders, if you will. People from group 2 cannot look in on group 1, or group 8 can't look in on group 6, that kind of thing. So it's just group members who can access their own group materials. And of course I can too, so I can go in and see what's going on. But generally I don't follow what's going on in the planning, the introduction and planning forum. That's really for you to introduce yourself to the rest of your group and start this process of identifying a team leader, perhaps creating a schedule, however you want to do it. Different groups have managed the process differently over time. Now, please understand that the deadline for submission of the assignment is 11 p.m. on Sunday evenings. Now, that does not mean that as a group member you have until 11 p.m. to submit something to the team leader for the assignment. The team leader is most likely going to establish a schedule and is probably going to ask that people make contributions before the Friday or Saturday, perhaps Sunday morning, so that he or she can then pull everything together and submit the assignment on behalf of the team. You must follow the schedule of the team leader. The 11 p.m. deadline on Sundays is for the TL to submit the group assignment. It is not for a deadline for individual team members to submit their contributions to assignments. So the TL is going to provide, or should provide, some direction in terms of when he or she would like contributions from group members. You do not get participation points for the assignments. You get the assignment points. I grade each assignment out of 100, and I return the assignment, as I said, by the Friday after the Sunday that it is due. So and I update the grade book weekly, so you can check in and see whether or not you were included in an assignment and how much your grade was. If you've gotten a 0 there, then something untoward has occurred, and you might have to talk with the TL. Maybe there was a mistake, your name was left off. That's happened from time to time. But the only way you're going to get marks for the assignments is if you contribute to each assignment and if your name appears on the assignment submission. Individual assignments are not accepted. I only accept group assignments. Okay, we move on to participation. Now, each week there is an assignment, but each week there is also a discussion case. For the discussion case, there is no submission. Everything is done online. Once you've read the course outline, you'll see, for example, that in 11 weeks there are discussions. Well, there's actually one discussion per week. You can go online, go to the course site, you click on assessments, and then click on discussions. And you can just scroll down, you'll see assignment 1, discussion 1, assignment 2, discussion 2. You go to the relevant discussion site, and your job is to post an initial response to the case questions. Generally, you're getting given a short case. There are 2 or 3 questions generally for discussion. What you should do is post your own initial response to the group case questions. And then what you should do is respond to at least 2 other group members' postings. So if you make your initial contribution, you get 3 points. If you then respond to any 2 other postings, you will get 2 points. So each discussion is worth 5. At the end of the term, if you've contributed an initial post and 2 responses to each of 11 discussions, you'll have 55 points out of a possible 55. That will be multiplied by the 15 points for discussions that go to the final grade. So 55 out of 55 will give you 15 out of 15. If you only do half the work, you only discuss half of those cases, then you'll end up with half of the participation score. So please go through the course outline and make sure that you read the material, not only on the assignments, but also on the participation points. Each participation session, each discussion ends on Sunday night. So you can't come and post Monday and Tuesday the week after that discussion has closed. So you have a whole week to post and respond to other people. And your responses should be meaningful. Please do not post or make a response that says, "Oh, I like your answer." That will get you nothing. Or, "Oh, good answer." That will get you nothing. If you're going to say that you like someone's answer, then say why. If you're going to agree with someone's answer, fine. Please say why you agree. Okay? So you have to make a meaningful post. The team term report, basically this has been an ongoing report, and it seems to work out quite well by and large. What you're asked to do is provide a report, about 6, 7, maybe 8 pages in length, on the changing role of human resource management professionals. What are some of the factors that are occurring that are impacting the roles of human resource professionals? How are roles being impacted? What then are the requirements for new knowledge, new skill, new HR practices? Okay? In any event, I've provided 5 or 6 questions or guides for you to construct this report. Now, please don't use the book, your textbook, as a source of material for this. What I want you to do is look at some of the relatively recent academic and professional sources. Can you use the internet? Yes, but you have to use it carefully. Make sure that you're going to legitimate resources that have proper information. So I'm just asking you to go out and read some material and then tell me what's happening. And again, there are about 5 items for you to guide your report. You should use the APA style guide to list your references and to cite your material in the text. I will provide a sample of some of that material as we get a little further into the course. Okay? You probably should have at least half a dozen references. There's a lot of material on this topic of the changing roles of human resource professionals. So you will find material quite easily, and my suspicion is it will be more difficult to figure out which material to use than to find the material itself. You'll be overwhelmed by material. So again, this is a team effort. It's a group report, and you need a team leader for that report. And again, the team leader has to establish a schedule, and the team report is due on March 31st, 2019. And that's due by 11 p.m. And there is a Dropbox available to you under the Assessments tab for the team leader to drop off that report. I just wanted to go back for a moment with regard to email. Typically, I post a couple of announcements every week, 2 to 4 announcements, try to touch base with some things. And those appear on the front page of the course under Brightspace. However, they automatically get emailed to you. Likewise, when I return assignments, I return them to the group members as a group. And again, it will come to your own email. Now, Brightspace will have on file the email address that you gave to St. Mary's upon your registration. Now, if you have changed your email address since then, please update your information so that when I'm posting things and returning assignments, those things are going to your current email address. Okay? So thank you for that. Now, 2 other items that we should touch base on are the midterm and the final exam. Now, the midterm quiz will be an online quiz. It will have 60 multiple choice items from chapters 1 to 4. And as the course outline indicates, the quiz will be available to you from February the 11th at 8 o'clock in the morning until February the 14th at 8 o'clock in the morning. And that's February 14th is a Thursday. So you can go online at any time during those 3 days. You can then write the quiz. It's done online. Please, once you go in, complete the entire quiz. You're only granted access once. So if you go in and think, well, I'll do the first 30 questions and then come back after dinner and finish it, you won't be able to get back in. So please complete the quiz in one sitting. If you're going to leave the quiz until the last minute, make sure that you give yourself plenty of time. If you go in at 7:45 on the Thursday morning, February 14th, you'll only have 15 minutes to finish the quiz. Okay? The quiz is really open for 75 minutes for you over that 3-day period. So you do have lots of time to complete it, but as I say, once you go in, complete it in one sitting and then come out. And if you're going to leave it till a little later on in the window of opportunity, make sure that you've given yourself enough time to complete the quiz in the time frame so that the quiz doesn't close out on you. At some point in the course, along about week 6, there will be a link made available for you for that quiz. So we'll talk more about that as we get closer to the quiz time. Okay, the last key item here is the final exam. The final exam will consist of 120 multiple choice items, and those items will come from chapters 5 to 14 inclusive. The day, date, time, and location of the exam will be established by the registrar's office at St. Mary's, and eventually that material will be posted for us, and we will meet in person on campus to write the final exam. The final exam, generally speaking, will not be an online exam. Now, having said that, if you are truly a distance student, that is to say you're somebody who's living and taking the course 100 kilometers or more from St. Mary's, then you will be able to write the final exam online. However, the big however now, you have to apply to do that, and when you look on the course syllabus, in the material on the final exam, you will see a link. You need to make arrangements with St. Mary's to have a proctor, and you make those arrangements through that link. Now, there have been some ups and downs with some of these online exams. And so in order to make sure that the folks who make the arrangements have sufficient time to do so, you must complete and submit your request for a proctor to write at a distance by February 24th, 2019. And we'll come back to that in the course. I will remind you. Okay? But please understand that the final exam is only available to those who are true distance students. That is to say, they are living and studying outside that 100-kilometer zone around St. Mary's. And you might be taking this particular course online, and you might be taking some other courses on campus. So if you're taking courses on campus, you will be expected to take this course, take the final exam for this course in person on campus. You can't just at the end of the term decide you're going to head off somewhere and you'll write the exam online. That will not happen. So make your exam application for your proctor sooner, not later. It must be done by February 24th. Once again, please read the course outline. There's a number of general items that St. Mary's asks us to put on the course outline. On page 8, you will find a week by week, module by module outline for the course. So please be sure to read that. It indicates which cases are due, what times, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to wrap up now. Thanks to Jay, our producer, director, videographer, editor. He does great work. And thank you very much for watching this video. If you do have any comments, questions, concerns, please be sure to contact me by email, by phone, and we'll work out what needs to be done. So thank you very much and have a great term.